What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be installing some LED interior lights on the Focus, and then I'm going to attempt to tie them into my undercar lights so that I can get them to all work on the same remote. Stay tuned. There's actually a couple of reasons why I want to install these interior lights. One, yeah, I think it kind of looks cool. But also the receiver right here for the undercar lights, I never know when they're actually on, and sometimes the remote doesn't, send a great signal. So I could hit it, 4 times and it may not even come on. And obviously I can't look underneath there and see it while I'm driving to know. So if I have this tied in with the interior lights, when they come on, I know that my undercar lights are on. Here's the undercar kit that I got. So it's nothing special. It does all of the colors, I think 7 colors, and then it'll do like the fade in and blinking, and I think it goes along with the music too. So the kit that I got should do the same thing. Here's the kit that I got. If you didn't guess, I got it off of Amazon. When I ordered it, it said it was the same brand as the undercar lights. They were also cheap, but they have lasted. I have had no issues out of these things, and 2 years later, and all of the adhesive has held up. But these are supposed to be the same brand, so this is not the same brand according to this box. The brand of the undercar lights that I originally ordered and these that it said it was is Stark. The remotes are exactly the same, so I should easily be able to tie those into this. The controller modules are set up a little bit differently. So all 4 lights on the interior lights here are hardwired in, so you can see all 4 wires coming out there. And then on the undercar lights, it's just 1 wire coming out, and then there's a little connector that goes out to 4. It splits into 4, and then all of my 4 undercar lights are connected into those. It comes with this cigarette lighter for power. I may use it, but I'm probably just going to cut the wire and then use an add a fuse into the fuse box. Since it comes with this, let's test it out. Oh, fancy. The lights work great. The only thing that I don't like is the control module here has this infrared receiver that gets the signal from the remote here. So it has to be pointed directly at it. Like, it has to see that it's pointed at it. So if it's off to the side over here and I'm clicking buttons, it doesn't do anything. So I may end up using the one from the engine bay that's connected to the undercar lights, but we'll see. Excuse the wiring. I've been trying to figure out how I'm going to do this. So I am going to use this control module. For the power and ground, I just have it running to where the negative terminal of the battery connects to the chassis right here for a ground. And then for my power, I just have it running to the fuse box right here. It's got an add a fuse, and it's just tied into where the horn is. The horn is a constant power source. That way I can use the lights even when the car's not running. I should be able to use this exact same setup on the inside of the car. There's a grommet that I know I can go through because I have my power wire for my subwoofer over there. And then there's also a fuse box that I should be able to tie in with my add a fuse. And then I'm sure I can find a ground on the chassis somewhere. I'm not actually going to do anything with this right now. I'm going to run my interior lights first. So I'm not going to use this control module, as I've already said. So I'm going to cut all of these wires. I'm going to get all of my lights mounted up where I want them. And then I'm going to run everything, like I said, over to the passenger side of the car. For the driver's side, I'm going to mount it right above the pedals on this little bar right here. So I thought about the plastic, but I don't like the fact that you can kind of see it right here. Even when you dug down, I don't want to be able to see the LEDs. If I put it on this bar, it's kind of up and hidden out of the way. For the passenger side, I'm going to do it right behind the glove box. So there's this little plastic bar right here. It just runs the length, and it's a perfect spot. It's pretty much the exact same spot as that bar is on the driver's side, and it'll be up and hidden out of the way. I haven't decided on where I'm going to put the rears yet. I can't really see underneath the seats, but there is 4 bolts. So 1 right here, 1 over here on this side, and then up in the front here. If we push the seat back, there's 1 and 2 more. So I'll remove all 4 of those bolts and just kind of pull the whole seat up, and then I can look and see where I want to put the ones underneath. I'm going to go ahead and get these mounted up front first, and then I'll work on getting the back ones in. driver and passenger side lights are installed. I did not run the wire yet for the driver's side. I didn't know if this seat over here, if I was going to have to connect that wire up there or not. So I haven't done that yet, but I've got the passenger seat uninstalled, and so I've got it leaned forward here. I'm not going to use the double-sided tape on the back here. It has this bar, and that's where I would have glued it to, but it has this insulation that runs along right here, and then it has these elastic bands, and sure enough, that light fits perfectly in these little bands right here. Here's the strip mounted in those elastic straps, so like I said, it fits perfectly in there. It's nice and snug. It's not going anywhere. I don't like that these straps cover it, but it's only 2 little locations, and I don't think it's going to make a difference when it shines down here. These back wires actually are going to be a lot easier to run than what I thought they were. So right down here, there's a cut in the carpet for this vent, and then there's a cut in the carpet over here for this wire harness to go through. So I can push this wire through either one of those. Here's my wire coming from the back, so I should be able to run it behind this center console piece right here. There's this little square, this pops out. I've got my little trim tool here, so I'll take that out, and then I should be able to remove this whole piece and then run it all along behind here and then all the way to the front. The wire for the rear passenger side is all ran, so I'm not going to put this all back together just yet. I'm going to go get the light mounted up on the driver's side seat and then just get the wire ran for that one. Rear driver's side light is mounted up, and then I've got my wire ran to the front. So now what I've got to do is move it over to the passenger side. So what I did already is I've got this little fishing, I call it a little fishing line. It's just a little thin piece of metal. And I just kind of fished it to the other side. It ran all the way through. So what I'm going to do is get both of the lights from the driver's side here. So this is my one coming from the front, and this is my one coming from the rear. And so I'll just tape these to the end of this and then pull them to the other side. All my wires are ran to the passenger side now, so here is the one from the front that's already up here. Here's the one coming from the back, and then here are the 2 coming from the other side. Now that all my wires are ran, I'm ready to get my control module mounted up. I got on Amazon and I actually found a 1:8 split for these things. So just like this one that came with the undercar lights, it's a 1:4 split. I ordered a 1:8 split, so it'll be 4 for the undercar lights and then 4 for the interior lights. And then what I'm going to do is take this 1:4 split and then cut each one of these and splice it into each of the interior lights so that each of the undercar lights has its own plug, and then each of the interior lights will have its own plug, and that way I don't actually have to hardwire anything. I'm going to call it quits for today, and then I will catch back up with you guys when the 1:8 adapter comes in. It's been a couple of days. The 1:8 splitter came in, so this is everything that it comes with. This thing is actually pretty heavy duty. It feels pretty decent quality. I don't think it was that expensive, but it comes with this also. I guess this is just like a little leader wire. I don't know. But it comes with all the little plugs that go inside of here. And then it actually comes with another connector here, just, you know, one on each end. I also got a new tripod mount for the phone. This other one broke the other day. That's why I had to call it quits. Now that I've got the 1:8 splitter in, I'm gonna go ahead and get all of this underneath the hood disconnected. So I'm gonna have to cut all this shrink wrap off, and then I'll get this 1:4 splitter taken off, and then I'll cut these wires and get them wired into the interior lights. I've got my first wire here wired up. So this is actually the rear passenger light. So this is a very tedious and pain in the butt process, but I finally got this one wired up. So I'm going to go get the control module around here and plug it into the fuse, one of these fuses up front, and then find a ground source. That way I can test this thing out before I start wiring up the other ones. To get to the fuse box, you just got to remove these two little things, and then this cover will pop right out of here. Here's my fuse box on the passenger side. You can see I've already got an add a fuse in here. This is going to my subwoofer. It's the remote turn on. I'll just have to look at my manual and see if any of these is a constant power source, and then that's the one that I will tap into. For the fuse location that I'm going to use, it's going to be this F78. It's the ignition switch and start button. So it is on all the time, so I can use these things even when the car is not started. So it's right there. It's the fourth from the top, or fourth from the bottom, sorry, on the last one to the end there. So I'm going to try to show it to you on the car, and then I'll show you where I'm going to ground it. So here's the fuse location. You can see I've already got the fuse taken out, so that's where I'll pop my add a fuse in. So it'll sit right here next to this add a fuse. For my ground, I'm going to ground it on the bar right here. So I'm going to take this bolt out, and then I'm going to put my ground wire in between this brace and this metal bar. Rear light is hooked up, so when I hit the on button, I've already tested it. It does come on and it does work, but there is an issue. So once I get it on, the problem is that for some reason these colors are mixed up. So when I hit the red, blue comes on. When I hit green, red comes on. White works the same. White is white. When I hit purple, it's like the cyan color. Yellow is purple, orange is like a blue. So these are weird. All the jumps work. So if I wanted to flash the colors, those all work the same. But for some reason, these don't work. There's only 4 colors with these LED wires. So, you know, I don't understand how you could mix this up. But I've got white to white, black to black, green to green, and red to red. So I don't understand why, especially with being the same remote, these colors are doing that. So I guess I'm going to try to cut that off again. I'm not going to heat shrink anything. I'm just going to try different color combinations with other colors on the other wires, and then keep using the remote and see if I can get it to work correctly. The green and the white, when I swap them, the red actually does work. So the red turns to red, but the green still turns blue, blue turns green, white still works, purple turns kind of a greenish color, and then all of the other ones. I can't get orange or yellow to work. I'll be honest, I'm pretty stumped right now. I don't know what else to do about this. I think that this is just a cheap kit and something is just wrong with it. So I think I'm going to look online and see if I can find a better one. Everything is, as far as still the control unit and all of this is going to stay. I would just have to put new lights in and then run the wires. It would be the exact same way. Hopefully I can find some that are already pre-wired up with these connectors. I don't want to waste the day, so I am going to go ahead and start running all of my undercar light wires over to the passenger side. This shouldn't be too difficult. Everything is already ran right here, so I should just be able to kind of backtrack and then run everything around. And then you can kind of see right here is my power wire for my subwoofer. So everything will just follow that and then run through the grommet on the firewall where that's it. Much cleaner over here now. I've got all of the undercar lights ran to the passenger side. So I connected them into the 1:8 splitter and they work great. So you can see them down there. They're all connected up. Sorry, I don't have my lights on. But you look underneath and there's red and they actually work. So green works, blue, white, purple, all the colors actually work on here. So this is awesome. I don't feel like the day was completely wasted. At least I got all of the undercar lights ran over here. It does really suck that those other lights don't work. That's what you get when you're cheap. I'll get on Amazon or something tonight and figure out what else I want to order. And then once I get those in, I'll show you what I got. I got the interior lights figured out. I was determined to get these things to work. This was really bugging me. I didn't really understand how these RBG wires worked. I thought that black was negative, red was positive. Like I said earlier, I put black to black, red to red, and then I swapped the green and the white, and I got some of the colors to work, but not all of them. One wire that I did not swap was the red one, because like I said, I thought it was just a positive wire, but that one actually needed to be swapped to a different color also. So I've got this one wired down here, and you can see I've got my green going to the red, I've got red going to the white, and then I've got white going to the green on the side over here, and then black to black, and they actually all work now. If I turn it on now, all of my colors work. I hit red, green, blue, white, purple, cyan, yellow, and orange. So they all match up with the undercar lights too. So if I turn them all on, you got red, red, green, green, blue, blue, and so forth. So I'm super excited. I'm so happy I figured this out, and I don't have to spend a bunch more money trying to fix this. I'm gonna get all of this wired up like I did the rear passenger side with the heat shrink. I will obviously have to redo this one with the correct wires. I've got all of the interior lights wired up. I did it all off camera because it's such a long and tedious process, but each of the 4 wires on the inside has a small piece of heat shrink, and then I put one large piece on the outside here, but here's all 4 of them. So when I turn it on now, I've got the passenger side working over here, obviously, and then I've got the back here, driver side back, and then driver front. I'm so happy I was able to figure these interior lights out. I'm gonna get all of the 4 interior lights just kind of bundled up and then zip tied together. And then I've got all of my undercar lights coming out over here. So I'm gonna get these bundled up and get those zip tied together. And then I will mount the control module somewhere back up in there, and then just kind of tuck everything away and then put all of these pieces back on, and I'll be done. Here's a look at it in the dark. I've just got the garage door down just to kind of simulate nighttime, but this looks awesome. I'm so happy that this turned out well. Change all the lights up, light colors around. Let's try to do like a little flashing one here. That's it, guys. I'm really happy that I got these interior lights to work. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you liked it, please give it a like. Please consider subscribing to the channel, and I will catch you next time.